We're just going to have a quick chat about what games you can play at home to keep that engagement high, and think about some games that really use that mathematical thinking, reasoning and problem solving alive at home. So there are plenty of options. You can go for the more traditional games such as Monopoly. It's a fantastic oldie but a goodie. Things like this really help with financial decision making, really making choices, change, finances, as well as addition, subtraction, and some of the more common place value ideas that are encompassed in this. So definitely consider something like Monopoly. If you don't have any of the more common games in there, there are plenty of things that people and parents can do at home. So things that I love to do is think about the AFL, using footy scores to be adding them up, taking the record to the footy and keeping track from that. But if you don't want to go the footy, there's plenty of options to play AFL at home, just using a simple item such as the dice. So you're rolling and then you're keeping your track of your scores, using multiples of 6, obviously for goals, as well as points there. So that also adds in an extra element of tallying and recording your information. Some of the other things that people can do at home to also engage their kids in mathematical thinking is using simple things such as coloured sticks, coloured counters, or being really resourceful at home to kind of think about what opportunities do I have to play some different games. So some of the ones that I like to do is drop a few different items on the table, and it's called a bit of a drop, but it's about understanding, okay, once we've put this on the table, how many do I have? And it's the game of the estimation. Who's closest? How do we know? And then once we do this, we can actually go through and actually sort. What's one way of sorting this out? Well, I've got one green, I've got a couple purple, couple of blue, and a couple of yellow. When I'm thinking about strategies like this, I'm talking to my child at home thinking, what strategies, now that we've done this and we've sorted them into piles, what's ways that we can quickly count? How do we know? Were we close to our estimation? If we were to double this, how would we know what that would be? These are some simple games that you can be doing at your house to kind of sort out some activities. Another great activity to do at home in terms of thinking about games is things like snakes and ladders. You might have a deck of cards at home. Another great thing to do with a deck of cards is draw out a few cards. You can use that to multiply together. The highest number wins. I used to do a little drawing on a board in a grid book, and one of the things that is really fabulous is who can get their grid book filled up the fastest. So using lots of different ways to multiply. So you might choose 2 dice. How do we know what that is when we add them together? So we might do a quick roll. All right, we've got 5 and 5. So we draw up our book, and that really reiterates and re-emphasises what an array is, and that gives us that 100. So 5 by 5, and that's another way of supporting your child in the middle years.